Still standing, can we take the opening prayer, please? The third stanza of the national anthem. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. Amen. Please be seated. Come on. The 57th Annual General Meeting of the Nigerian Society of Engineers is hereby called to order. I thought you would clap. Thank you. Shall we have we have already said the opening prayer. So shall we have the safety briefing, please? The video.
Welcome to the 2024 NSE National Conference here at the Abuja Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Your safety is our top priority. Please take a few moments to watch this important safety briefing. In the event of an emergency, please remain calm and follow the directions of our trained fire wardens. Emergency exit signs are clearly marked in the Trade and Convention Center, the venue of the 2024 NSE conference, to guide you to safety. You'll find the main exits at the back and sides of the conference hall. Take a moment to identify the nearest exit to your seat. Remember, there are no planned safety drills during this conference, so if an alarm sounds, treat it as real. Please proceed quickly and in an orderly manner to the nearest exit. Conveniences are located on the rear of the hall and are with clear signage to direct you to the nearest male and female restrooms. A dedicated medical station is set up near the main entrance. Trained first aiders are stationed there, ready to assist with any medical needs. If you or someone nearby requires help, please approach them without hesitation. If an evacuation is necessary, please proceed to the designated muster points. Located outside the main entrances, once outside, trained personnel will guide you to these areas for your safety. All attendees are expected to respect fellow participants and follow staff instructions. Attendees are reminded to keep personal items like bags, wallets, and phones secure at all times. Do not leave your valuables unattended to. In the event of a security emergency, such as a riot in the surrounding area, please remain inside the venue. Follow any instructions provided over the public address system or by event security personnel who will guide you on the safest course of action. Our trained fire wardens and first aiders are here to assist in any emergency. Just look for their visible badges and uniforms if you need help. Thank you for your attention to this safety briefing. We appreciate your cooperation in making this a safe and productive conference. We wish you a successful and enriching experience here at the 2024 NSE National Conference. Stay safe and enjoy the conference.
Thank you for watching that video. Now, the agenda was sent in accordance to the MEMAT, the provisions of our MEMAT. Shall we have someone move a motion for the adoption of the agenda of this 57th AGM? Yes. Please give him the mic. Have someone on each aisle, please.
Hello. I still remain Engineer Babs from Borno State. I stand here to move the motion for the adoption of the agenda for the 2024 AGM. Thank you. I so moved.
Thank you, sir. Any supporter? Engineer Fola Shadi Adebayo, FNSC.
I, Engineer Fola Shadi Adebayo, FNSC, seconded the adoption of the agenda.
Thank you. So now we move on to the President's address. May I have my address projected, please? I'd like to start by recognizing the giants on whose shoulders I stand. And those are my predecessors. And I'll start with the oldest amongst them here present, Engineer Dr. Ehi Joseph Sunday Ujama, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers, President 1996-1997. And next to him here, present, we have Engineer Chief Olumuyiwa Alade Ajibola, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers, President 2010-2011. We have here Engineer Ademola Isaac Olorunfemi, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers, President 2014-2015. Please give him a round of applause. And then next to him, looking very resplendent in his royal attire, we have Engineer Otis Tamugbo Anyeji, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers, President 2016-2017. And then we have here my boss, my immediate predecessor, Engineer Tasiu Saad Gidari Wudil, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers. I'd also like to recognize the presence of the President, Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, Engineer Professor Sadiq Zubair Abubakar, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers. Let me also recognize, in a very special way, my big sister, Engineer Ebele Okeke, FNSC, CON, CFR, FNSC CFR, former head of service of the Federation. Very distinguished fellows here present, national executive members, committee members, vice presidents, exco members, distinguished fellows, ladies and gentlemen. It is with immense honor and gratitude that I welcome you all to this annual general meeting of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, which is taking place today. My first out of two. Today is not just an opportunity to reflect on the progress of the past year, but also a moment to strengthen our collective resolve to advance engineering excellence and national development. And this morning, we shall be celebrating our progress, and we shall also strengthen our commitments. Next slide, please. Having welcomed you, I'd just like to say that we have to continue to make efforts and resolve to strengthen our profession. We have no choice. And to do this, we have to continue to build partnerships, establish new ones, establish new collaborations, and have a strong commitment to growth. Next slide, please. I want to make this as technical as possible. So please, technical people, follow me quickly. Now, before I go ahead, I want us to pay tribute to our departed members. We have the list, which will be projected right now. And I'll be calling for 1 minute silence in honor of our departed members. Shall we all rise for that? May the souls of the departed members of the Nigerian Society of Engineers rest in perfect peace. Please be seated. At the beginning of the tenure of this executive committee, we came with a 5-point agenda. And we came with a strategic document which was later adopted, in fact, at the March Council by the Council of the Nigerian Society of Engineers on your behalf. And that document has since become the NSE strategic agenda. This agenda is built on 5 pillars: membership development, intergovernmental relations, academia, intergovernmental academia and industry relations. We have community impact, so the imaging of the society, or the image of the society, and then, of course, international relations. We have worked very hard to ensure that we maintain all our functions and all our duties in line with this agenda. We have pursued vigorously all these pillars of the agenda. And in terms of intergovernmental relations, we have done quite a number. You will recall that at the opening ceremony, we had quite a large number of government representatives and interest. It is one of the things that we have tried to do in the past 10 months. And then for membership development, we have instituted and also carried out training, professional training for young engineers and older ones alike. Training in data analytics, farming training, software and program development, and so on. And then, of course, for policy advocacy, we have taken the cause and the welfare of our members very, very seriously. And just recently, the matter of the enhanced entry point from 9 to 10 was taken by the Council of Establishments. You can clap if you do want to clap. Thank you. So, these are some of the achievements that we have had, and the following slides will just show what we have done in all these areas. The membership statistics, you will see that the membership we have grown by 6% in the past 10 months, and we have established 2 new branches. Calgary, Canada branch and Trans-Amadi branch. Our professional divisions, our professional arm, the professional institutions have become a lot more active in the past 10 months. And in terms of boards and committees, that is just an example of one of the community programs. And that was the foundation laying of the secretariat of the Ughelli branch. We also did one for Bonny branch. In terms of responsiveness of boards and committees, we experienced a 40% growth in enhanced member services. Boards and committees have been more responsive and more active this year. And that is not unconnected to the fact that we have instituted a performance strategy to monitor the performance of these boards and committees. Of course, yes, so here we have our total number of members in categories. You can see the total there. Go on, please. International and local partnerships. We have consistently pursued our partnerships and new collaborations with international bodies. This year alone, we have attended programs which we were invited for by the United States of America, Germany, and Canada. And that is a complete departure from what we used to have. It is an improvement and an endorsement of the brand Nigerian Society of Engineers. We also attended many international engagements, starting this year with the Ghana Institution of Engineering Conference, and then, of course, the offshore technology conference, at which we did not just participate, we participated as speaker. We did not fail in continuing and strengthening our relationship and collaboration with other professional bodies, both in Africa and beyond. And just about 2 weeks ago, our Vice President, Professional Development, returned from China, where he attended the conference of Federation of Engineers in the Asia and the Pacific. That was an invitation that was extended to us. We also have one that has been extended to us by the Institution of Engineers India for next month. So we continue to strive for better relationship with other professional bodies, both home and abroad. As far as government relations is concerned, this year alone, we have been able to engage with many of the governors, the state governors. We have engaged with Lagos State, Delta State, Osun State, and Borno State. And we were on hand to give succor to the Borno State government, and of course our own governor, Engineer Professor Zulum, during the flooding disaster of Borno State. All these engagements have yielded a lot of fruits. This year, we have had 2 state governments sponsor our executive committee meetings, all in a bid to reduce the financial strain on the society. We got the Delta State, as a matter of fact, we have 3. The Akwa Ibom State sponsored the February meeting, which was also a retreat for ESCO members. The August meeting was sponsored by Delta State government. The October meeting was sponsored by Lagos State government. And next month, we shall be going to Borno State for a retreat for the EXCO, particularly the incoming EXCO, which you are electing now. We have, when you talk about infrastructure and international collaborations, we have done a lot of infrastructure advocacy by visiting and also monitoring projects by state governments and even private sector. The Dangote refinery is an example of the private sector, and the Delta State, Osun State, and Lagos State projects are examples of projects run by the government. Now, what is our vision for the future? Our vision is expanding professional development. We plan to expand professional development by instituting again and ensuring that our members have opportunity and platforms for career development and continuing professional development in particular. We are at an advanced stage of getting ISO certification. This is to improve our processes in line with global best practices. And we are also innovating. We plan to also continue to innovate with community impact. We are also in the process of establishing what we call the Engineering Olympiad. The Engineering Olympiad will be a competition, an innovation competition amongst tertiary institutions. And this will be done in collaboration with Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board. You will see that there's a newsletter circulating now. You got one on Tuesday, one yesterday, and that of today is being circulated. It is sponsored by one of our strategic partners, Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board. So this year, we have been able to get a lot more collaborators and strategic partners than we have been able to do in the past. And a number of them were sponsors of this conference in various categories. They were all recognized and rewarded at the opening ceremony. So in conclusion, I would just say that We are grateful for the support that we have enjoyed from you, starting from the fact that you elected us into this very, very esteemed and privileged position. I want to urge you to please continue to support the leadership so that we can run the programs that will enhance the society and also develop Nigeria. Engineering excellence is something that we all have to agree to pursue, and we cannot do that unless we all agree to work in unity, respecting one another, and also, of course, respecting the nation. I thank you all very much. So, having done that, we shall go to adoption of the minutes of meeting of 2023. These minutes have been sent to members, right? Did you get the minutes of meeting? The minutes of meeting were sent well ahead, about 6 weeks ago, with the agenda. If you got the agenda, then you definitely got the minutes. So shall we have someone, you want to project the agenda? Project the minutes, please. Let's just run through it. Okay. Yes, so it's been confirmed that it's been sent to members. May I have someone move a motion for the adoption of the minutes of the AGM of 2023? Engineer Hadi?
Thank you, Madam President and members. I, Engineer Dr. Muhammad Hadi Ibrahim, FNSE, hereby move a motion to adopt last year's AGM minutes. Thank you.
Engineer Zakaria, Ademola Zakaria.
I, Engineer Zakaria Ademola, fellow Nigerian Society of Engineers, hereby second the motion for the adoption of the minutes of AGM of 2023. Thank you.
Thank you. The minutes of the meeting of the 56th AGM is hereby adopted for discussion. You should clap for me every time I hit that. Thank you. Yes, please take us through the report of the Council for 2024.
Please, can we?
Distinguished AGM. So the AGM of 2023 also directed that we have an EGM for the purpose of electing officers for the year 2024. And they were sent along with the minutes of the 56th AGM, which has also been sent to members. Shall we now have someone adopt the minutes of the EGM? Yes. Any supporter, please?
I, Engineer Okenwa Kachisicho Abel, FNSC, second the motion. Thank you.
Thank you. So, the minutes of the EGM, which was held on 21st of December, is hereby adopted. Thank you.
Madam President, the 34th President and Chairman in Council of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, may I stand on the existing protocol. This is the report of the Council to the Annual General Meeting. I'm going to speak to the report because it's a very voluminous report. And I'll give you first the preamble and run through this report, which has also been sent out to members. And so the report has the following segments. There's that from the Board of Trustees, Board of Fellows, Finance, Administration, Budget and Investment Board, Corporate Services Board, Membership Services Board, Professional Development Board, Assets Management Board, Collaboration and Linkages Board, Engineering Technology and Innovation Management Board, Presidential Committees, which include International Affairs Committee, Nigerian Content Committee, Iron and Steel Development Committee, Northeast Rehabilitation and Development Committee, and then I will go down to of inspection report of the Nigerian Institution of Facilities Engineering and Management, on the Lagos Neck building, which revealed severe deterioration due to prolonged wear and tear. Based on this report, the board advised the council to request the EXCO to engage the services of a contractor to carry out a holistic renovation work in the building. As I speak, an architect has already produced for our consideration internal and external renovation works. They've already done some re-engineering and redesign of the inside and outside, and its committee is looking at it. Similarly, the property of land in Kubwa and Gwaringba was given to another architect who has also submitted designs. It's a brand new design that will replace the property that was there at that time. We have a property in Buari, and we are taking steps at the moment to make sure that all the amount of money we are supposed to pay is paid so that we can firmly take hold of that land. Past President Jubril has been member of Board of Trustees, Jubril has been very instrumental to making sure that all these things are properly put together. A lot of work has been done on the submission of assets registered by branches, by the headquarters, but the branches have not come quite as fast. Workers in most of the branches have been trained, and a lot of progress is being made in this regard so that we'll have proper documentation of the assets, not only at the headquarters, but also at the branches. There are some pending legal cases, and you can look at them. There's the one by Engineer Akinte versus Nigerian Society of Engineers and 3 others. And the Kemers Council brought an application seeking the leave of the court to amend its processes to include the following persons as additional witnesses. 2 past presidents were found to be part of the witnesses that will work for the claimant. The Board of Trustees was taken aback to discover that 2 past presidents were listed as witnesses against the NSC. To clarify this unexpected development, the board instructed the Executive Secretary to officially write to the past presidents, seeking confirmation on whether they had given consent for their names to be included as witnesses in the case. The first letter was sent on October 8, 2024, while a reminder was sent on October 31st, 2024. Unfortunately, despite these efforts, the board has yet to receive any response from the president, but from the past presidents. And if you can see others that are listed there, and I would like us to proceed to the next page, please. Can we please go to the report of the Board of Fellows? Move on, please, to the report of the Board of Fellows. Preamble. The Board of Fellows wishes to inform the annual general meeting that it held several meetings in 2024 to attend to matters within the purview of the terms of reference, as well as other topical issues which were of concern to the society and the engineering profession. The board met to screen applications by eligible candidates for election to the fellowship cadre of the society. The board also utilized the virtual meeting platforms to conduct 80% of its activities virtually. The major activities of the board are highlighted below. election of new fellows. By council meeting of March 14, 2024, 63 candidates, March 16, 116, July 11, 211, September 5, 186, November 7, 2024, 107. And just recently, during the first day of this conference, we did confinement for the last batch. I would like to go now to Finance, Administration, and Investment Board. The Finance and Budget Board is responsible for the following key functions: budget planning, prepares the council's budgets, fund allocation, distributes funds approved by the council to various expenditure categories, contract expenditure management, financial policy recommendations, compliance monitoring. The members of the board are written there, and I will not want to take much of your time. When we go into the segment of the financial statement, you will see more about the activities of the board by the time, in particular, the external auditor begins to prepare its report. Corporate Services Board. Can we go to the Corporate Services Board? Okay. Well, one of the activities which the Corporate Services Board worked on was Secretariat Administration. The AGM is informed that during the year in review, the Corporate Services Board undertook assignments through its relevant committees to achieve the board's mandate. The following programs were undertaken to make the recorded achievements possible. And so you can see the various training programs there, the facilitators, and the time in which they took place. There are new appointments. There was Mr. Cecil Fidelis into the ICT department, Mrs. Adeola Akani, Mr. Oladele Felix, the head ICT, Ms. Adesua Benjamin, and Mr. Arome Onoja. Also, Director of Membership Services on contract appointment for 1 year engineer Babatunde A.T. Odulami, FNSC, and also Mr. Henry Ionem, Assistant Director of Media, and the PA to the President, Ms. Oluwaseun T. Ali. There were some promotions, which you can see just below that. We've started the Staff Employee of the Month Award. So every month now, we have one senior staff and one junior staff that are determined through a rigorous approach. Okay.
Excuse me, yes, you need to be a bit faster, please.
Okay.
Because we need to be as fast as we can so we can vacate the hall for preparation towards dinner. Please.
Okay. Also here, for members, some of you must have been getting text messages, congratulatory messages during your birthdays. I still want to talk about the dress code, which is in place. A lot of us are still trying to get used to it, but the Corporate Services Department did do some work in that regard. Membership Services Board. Can we go to the segment on Membership Services Board? Very important here is the National Engineering Games that just ended. It's of note that Abuja branch won the football competition. Again, they've been winning for a very long time. And we know too that Obajana branch did very well amongst most of the branches. We hope that in future, many other branches will come prepared and they will do well. Well, when you get the reports on revenue, you will, on financials, you will get to know more about revenue. We have some of our members that passed on, deceased members, during the period. We have listed 20 names. And there's a note of appreciation on behalf of the Membership Services Board and Department. I express sincere appreciation to the ESCO. We are particularly grateful for Madam President's leadership and commitment to our success. Professional Development Board. Okay. It's a long report, and we'll just look at it on our own. Those of us that were here yesterday know what happened during the group dynamics competition for divisions and also for branches. I will not go through that one again. Then there's the publication of the Wisdom of Nigerian Engineers. A lot has been done. We've been slowed down, but the Board of Trustees has given instructions that this publication must come out now. So we cannot, it has been delayed because some of the past presidents, we've been trying to get some of their papers, but the Board of Trustees has said we must now draw the search for papers we cannot find to a close and bring out the publications. So that's the name of some of our past presidents, and those who we are still looking for. Some of the publications are out, but I can tell you that by January, we should be out with the various volumes of that publication. Collaboration and Linkages Board. Some people want to know what it's about. The Collaboration and Linkages Board, led by Engineer Bemego Ofoyeno, successfully executed its statutory duty to strengthen ties with government at all levels. The board's primary objective is to position the NSE as a trusted advisor on engineering policy matters and appointments. This strategic partnership is aimed at ensuring that the engineering profession remains relevant, provides valuable practical experience, opportunities for students, and contributes significantly to country's development. The achievements are in 8.3. They carried out a preliminary draft of the proposed bill on the Executive Order 5 and have communications with legislators to ensure the order is passed as law, as it will be beneficial to engineers. Engineering Technology and Innovation Management Board, no report. Then we have presidential committees, report of International Affairs Committee. There were a lot of trips. There was the Africa Engineering Week. I know there was the IEK conference in Kenya. And more are still coming up. And that's the signature of the chairman, Engineer Valerie Agberak by FNSC International Relations Committee. There have been a lot of things, both on the Ministry of Iron and Steel Development Committee. There have been a lot of things going on between the ministry responsible and the National Assembly. Particularly, they've been bringing up again and again things on the Ajaokuta steel plant. That is still ongoing, and our society has made representations on that. Also,
can we have some quiet, please? The AGM is a very serious business. Please, let's have some quiet.
10.4, report of the Codes and Standards Committee. A lot is being done, and sometimes in conjunction with the Standard Organization of Nigeria. Not long ago, Mr. President, Madam President, myself and some others were at the NAF, Nigerian Air Force Conference Hall for one of such programs. Because of time, we cannot continue to go. This is a lot that has happened throughout the year. Report of the information of NS Information and Communication Technology Committee to the 2024 Annual General Meeting. We can't go through all that now. This is a bulky document, and I'm sure we'll be able to look at it more. If you have observed, there may have been some text messages you must have been getting, because the Secretariat tried to has moved from Google to Zoho. And why this was done is because of the savings, which you see in this report, that we hope to make an annual savings of about 13 million. So if you get some text messages asking you to click onto one link or the other, it's okay if you find out from our ICT department. It's okay if you find out, but this is one of the reasons, is to cut down on expenditure, and many other companies, high-profile companies, are already using that. Reports from divisions. I don't think I'll be able to go through all these reports from divisions. It is really, really bulky, but take your time to
I've already reported that the divisions are a lot more active. Many of them have, during the year, organized professional development activities. And many of them are also participating in current committees, council committees, codes and standards, ERM, STC, and so on and so forth. So, national chairman of divisions, give yourselves a round of applause. Okay, everybody, please give the national chairman a round of applause. Thank you.
We'll go to the financials now, and I think at this point we'll ask the extra.
Okay. Thank you. Yes, you may come back to your seat. The report of Council for the year 2024 is before you. If there are observations or comments or issues to be raised, please raise them. Engineer Ruben Abel, if you didn't raise your hand, I will be very surprised. But first, shall we adopt the report for discussion? So let's have someone move a motion for the adoption of this council report for discussion. Engineer Ruben Abel, you may do that because you have the mic.
Thank you, Madam President. With due respect, I, Engineer Ruben Abel, hereby move a motion for the adoption of the reports of the council for discussion in this AGM. Thank you.
Thank you. Engineer Edith Ishidit.
I, Engineer Edith Johanna Ishidi, hereby support the motion that the minutes be put to discussion. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. So, Engineer Ruben Abel, you may now make your comments or observations.
Thank you, Madam President. I hereby stand on already established protocol. Madam President, there's this saying that he that asks questions never misses his way. So, my comment is based on what has been taking place in the past and what is happening now. And that for some of us, we are a bit confused. And that is why I actually had to ask this question. The normal practice in our AGMs is that the report of the council and other reports are in a brochure. And they are actually circulated at the beginning of the AGM. It's a brochure, and that has been the established practice. But today, the ES was actually reading a report that we had not yet seen. And so it is quite difficult for us to start making comments on such a voluminous report that we are just seeing now. So,
thank you, Engineer Abel. I'll just quickly answer him. He has asked what was happening before and what is happening now. And I'll tell you this. We are engineers. Technology and innovation belong to us. So, we must make use of it. Now take the mic from him, please. He has made his comments. No, please pass on the mic. Now, if we were to print this document, each one will cost almost the entire subscription of one member. I'm sure that I don't need to tell you what prices are like now. So would you have us spend your subscription on annual report? I'm sure that you wouldn't. So please, when things like this, when times are like this, and we need to make adjustments, kindly let us adapt. However, we have tried to load the documents, but we also recall that recently we had to migrate from Google to Zoho, again to save costs. And then because, of course, we also know that a lot of multinationals use Zoho and they are comfortable with it. But the system is still adjusting. And with time, I'm sure that we will surmount all the challenges that are associated with the migration. And we'll be able to load heavy documents and send to you. And that was why we projected the document. Again, I will say this. If a document was being projected and you were paying close attention, you would see the areas where you have special interest and kindly note them. But we can also still project them again round for you if you wish. But I'll just plead with you that we learn and try to save costs in these very challenging times. The leadership is trying its best to ensure, if not for sponsorships and collaborations and partnerships that we received this year, we would be in a very bad place financially. Thank you. Please go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. My name is Engineer Professor David Esezobo, FNSA. Yes, I noticed my name featuring as the chairman of a Presidential Committee on Iron and Steel Development, and as well as the report saying that there is no report. I'm not a member of that committee. I don't know why my name is there.
Yes, sir. Yes, that will be corrected, sir. Babs.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to find out about this court case issue. I heard the ES has spoken about court case. They wrote letters to confirm from the former presidents whether they are party to be witnesses or not. So what I'm trying to say is, Madam President, is that what we are lacking in this society is dispute resolution mechanism. If not, I don't think it's wise for former presidents to be party as witnesses. But whatever be the case, is it not going to be out of place for us to discuss an issue that's before the court of competent jurisdiction? Is it wise, since the case is before the court and the issue would be brought to the AGM for us to discuss? And secondly...
It's for your noting, sir. It's not for discussion.
Okay. And there is something he mentioned, and something again is going on within the social media. He said a letter was written to them to confirm, but subsequently we heard they were suspended from the society. Is that true? That's my question.
They were not suspended from the society.
Thank you.
Do I have the phone?
I have not recognized you, sir, but you may speak because you are Aken president.
Thank you, man. Thank you for that. Sorry, just on the issue of printing or not printing documents for the AGM, I just want to support what you said. Sorry, standing on the existing protocol. Permit me to do that. So I just want to support that aside cost saving, it's also good to go in line with the international best practice. As you rightly said, as engineers, we must adopt technology. What we see in other international conferences is that for easy access, they develop a particular apps whereby it can be accessed through our mobile phone, mobile devices, or computer, where all the conferences material will be available, including photographs and everything. We just had some conferences, attended some conferences. So why not the NSC start looking at that in developing such apps so that it shouldn't be through WhatsApp, through email or Google Drive or whatever. And apps will just be downloaded at the start of the conference. Even for attendance, it is just the barcode that will be used to register the attendance, and then all the other documents will be available on the particular app. So let's look at that in trying to develop the particular app. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Aken President. We actually have a barcode for the conference materials, but we, like he has said, we need to develop an app for this kind of gathering. And we're actually looking at developing an app, a one-stop app, where you can access all information, access even things like attendance and all of that. And I'm sure that by the time we come back next year, we would have done something a lot better than we have brought to you today. Thank you. So thank you very much, distinguished colleagues, and of course, my predecessors who are in the hall. We shall now go to the financial report. Shall we? Can the chairman yes. So shall we, having thoroughly discussed and exhausted the items on the report, shall we have someone move a motion for the adoption of the report? We had two motions on ground, actually. We already had motions for the adoption, for discussion, which is the same thing as adoption of the report. Or am I right? Discussion is different. Okay, so shall we now have someone move a motion? You want to say something? Yes, please.
Thank you very much. Like what you said before, we have to adapt to the new system of technology. But at this point in time, I'm not seeing the list of attendees of these AGM.
The list is already as captured.
They did not capture my card.
How did you come in, sir?
I just showed them my walk-in.
The showing was part of it, sir.
No.
Okay.
You understand?
Sir,
yes.
There is no list anymore. Everybody came in here. You showed your ID card.
Yes.
And the barcode was
How do you scan
activated.
I said nobody scanned my ID
Nobody
card.
scanned your ID
Yes. Nobody
card.
scanned.
In that case, please go back and have your ID card scanned. Then come back inside. So shall we have a motion for the adoption of the report? Engineer Ghazali. You want to move the motion? Please give her the mic.
I, Engineer Hajuti Jani Ghazali, move the motion for the adoption of the minutes.
Any supporter, please? Engineer Olayinka Ali.
I, Engineer Olayinka Ali, a fellow of the society, hereby support the motion to adopt the reports. Thank you.
The report of Council, 2024 Council to the AGM is hereby adopted. Shall we have the Statutory Audit Committee here for the report, please? Chairman, Statutory Audit Committee. Okay, so shall we have the external auditor, please, come to present the financial report, the audited report? Okay, independent audit report.
Madam President, members, distinguished members of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, members of the Governing Council, the Executive Committee, and distinguished engineers. It is our pleasure to be in your meeting today to present our report. To present our report as the independent auditors of the highly esteemed Nigerian Society of Engineers for the year ended 30th June.
Sorry, we want to move the podium so I can see the people on my extreme left. Thank you. So they are in better view now. Thank you.
So for the year ended 30th June 2024, the financial statement of the Nigerian Society of Engineers.
Please listen attentively so you can have enough points to raise comments or whatever later. Please.
The audited financial statement as projected on the screen. The financial statement of the Nigerian Society of Engineers was prepared in accordance with the International Financial Reporting Standards, and the accounts are kept in accordance with the generally accepted accounting principles as required by the Companies and Allied Matters Act of Nigeria, the Financial Reporting Council Act of Nigeria, and the International Financial Reporting Standards. Our audit of the account of the Nigerian Society of Engineers is based on the international standards on auditing. The standard requires us to carry out procedures as auditors to obtain evidence supporting the amounts and disclosures that are contained in the financial statements of the society. The Governing Council of the society is responsible for the preparation of the accounts of the society, and also is responsible for establishing internal controls that are necessary to ensure the accurate recording, presentation, and preparation of accounts that give a true and fair view of the state of affairs of NSE. And these financial statements, as contained in this report, is the summary of all the transactions of the society during the year. Our audit is to look at evidence that supports the amounts and the disclosures in this account, so as we can tell members of the society whether the financial statements give a true and fair view. So in carrying out our audit, we looked at the internal control structure established by the council and whether they are actually followed by the management in the execution of the transactions of NSE. Some of the procedures we carry out are called control procedures and substantive procedures. These are procedures we look at. We use the procedure to evaluate whether the control processes established were followed. And we affirm to the members of the Nigerian Society of Engineers that the society has a very good internal control system, and it was effectively followed in 2024. And some of those, it's such that there is a segregation of duty. There are approval limits so that no one person can initiate a transaction, execute and record it. There is segregation of duty. There is proper documentation of every transaction that was carried out, such that when you take any document, financial document of NSE, you will be able to understand the purpose of approval, and you will be able to evaluate whether this transaction is in line with council approval, whether it is in line with the objectives of NSE, because NSE has its set objective as documented in the memo and article of association and other documents of NSE. We carried out all these procedures to satisfy ourselves that these accounts give a true and fair view. And it is our responsibility to affirm now, having carried out the audit, that the financial statement of NSE as presented give a true and fair view. Our report as auditors is contained on page 94. On page 94 of this document. Yeah, okay. It's a long form report, and the beginning part of the report encapsulates our opinion. And we will take, Madam President, do we read full report or we take the summary? Thank you very much. Because we only do what we are authorized by the AGM and under the leadership of the President. So we go to the summary, which is our opinion. Report of the independent auditors, Chukwuemeka Chartered Accountants, to the members of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Our opinion. We have audited the financial statement of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, which comprises the statement of financial position as at 30th June 2024, and the income statement, statement of other comprehensive income, statement of financial position, statement of changes in equity, and statement of cash flows for the year then ended, and a summary of significant accounting policies and other explanatory information set out in the pages. In our opinion, the accompanying financial statements give a true and fair view of the financial position of the society as at 30th June 2024, and of its financial performance and its cash flows for the year then ended, in accordance with international financial reporting standards, the Companies and Allied Matters Act 2020, and the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act 2011. And on the last page of our report, the Companies and Allied Matters Act, that's on page 98, the law requires us to state expressly the following. In accordance with the Companies and Other Matters Act, we expressly state as follows, that we have obtained all the information and explanations which, to the best of our knowledge and belief, we are necessary for the purpose of our audit. In our opinion, the books of accounts have been kept so far as appears from our examination of the books. And the society's balance sheet and income and expenditure accounts and other explanatory notes are in agreement with the books. Here, in summary, we express what we call unqualified opinion, and it is when the auditor have looked at the books and the documents and see that the account prepared by the council is in agreement with the books and that the laws have been followed. And therefore, the figures as we see it in the next pages are true and a true representation of actual transactions that were executed. On page 99, we have the income statement. The income statement shows us the revenue earned by the society in the year and the operating expenses. This is the statement that shows us whether the society increased, made surplus or deficit. In the commercial sector, we say whether it made profit or loss. And one thing, in preparation of the accounts, management ensured, and we also assisted management to ensure that this account has taken care of every interest, all the things that normally attract the federal government to come and ask tax from the society. And we know that government is in the era of looking at everywhere to ensure that anything that can be collected as tax is collected. And so the society continues to narrate its transaction to align with its core objectives. So, in line with the objectives of the society, the income streams of NSE is streamlined within the approved activities of the society, which is subscription and fees, education and professional development, engineering, advocacy, and other receipts. The total income of NSE in 2024 was 2,045,151,145 naira. In the previous year, 2023, it was 1.2 billion. Thank you very much. To run the affairs of NSE in 2024, NSE spent a total of 1.7 billion. In the previous year, it was 1,046 million. The cost of running the affairs of NSE comprise operational expenses, education and professional development expenses, international affairs, community engineering, personnel costs, administrative expenses, finance charges, depreciation and amortization charges. In 2024, the Nigerian Society of Engineers made a surplus of 267 million naira. In the previous year, the surplus was 166 million naira. The Nigerian Society of Engineers, despite the high rising cost, was still able to optimize its expenses such that in the year, the society was still able to make surplus instead of deficit. And it is an improvement on the result of the previous year. In the next page, let us go to page 101. Page 101 gives us the statement of financial position. This is the statement that shows the net worth of the society using the relevant financial models. It shows us the assets of the society, the liabilities of the society, and the funds of the society. The total assets of the society, after removing the current liabilities. What we mean by current liabilities are amounts that are due to be paid within the next 12 months. The net assets of the society was in June 2024, as at June 2024, was 5.3 billion naira. In 2023, it was 4.9 billion naira. So there is an increase in the financial net worth of the society. Distinguished engineers. The Nigerian Society of Engineers is funded by members' contribution, annual fees, annual subscription, and other fees. We show at the last down part of the report the fund of the society. The funds of the society comprise accumulated fund, building fund, benevolent fund, endowment fund, life members fund, trust fund, gratuity fund, education fund, future growth reserve, and revaluation reserve. All the funds had existed in the previous year. During the year, the council approved for establishment of a new fund, that is education fund, and members were required to make contribution as part of their annual subscription. So in 2024, the newly established fund had 14.2 million. Sorry, 14.9 million. That is the education fund. In total, the total fund of NSC in 2024 was 5,333,175,308 naira. In the previous year, it was 4.9 billion naira. In the subsequent pages are explanatory notes. And following the international financial reporting standards, it becomes so voluminous, unlike it used to be in the previous years. And these explanatory notes gives details and breakdowns of the figures that we have in the income statement and the financial position. This is the status of the financial affairs of the Nigerian Society of Engineers as at June 30, 2024. Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, distinguished engineers.
Thank you, sir. Distinguished AGM, the independent audit report has just been delivered to you. Shall we have someone move a motion for the adoption for the document for discussion? Yes, there's one man. Yes. Yes, please, you.
Thank you, Madam. I am Engineer Okpoluwa Olufunsho Ogungbo, MNSC. I hereby move the motion for the adoption of the audit report. Thank you.
Discussion.
For discussion.
Thank you. Any supporter? There's a lady there. Hello? She's not looking this way. Yes, please. Come on. I can't see her face from here.
Good afternoon, Madam President. I'm not actually speaking to this audit. I'm speaking to the voting because I cleared all my bills.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes,
please.
ma. I cleared all my bills resulting to 100.
This is an AGM.
I know, ma. 130-something thousand. And you people did not send me the link, and I complained that that's scamming because I've just been scammed. I couldn't vote for my candidate of my choice. I didn't like it, ma. I just want to bring it up. Thank you, ma.
Engineer Professor Eleta, please. Engineer Professor Eleta is on this row of the hall. Can we have some quiet? Engineer Professor Eleta, were you going to support? We have a motion on ground, please.
Yes.
Let us follow due process.
I, Omodele Eleta, hereby support the motion for the discussion of the motion on ground.
Thank you. So, shall we have comments? There's this. Let's have some quiet, please.
Good afternoon, Madam President. My name is Engineer Dr. Roberts A.K., Fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. I just need a clarification because I saw that at the presentation it's written that the financial statement has been approved and signed in November 2023. I perceive that may be an error.
It's not an error, sir.
Okay.
The council approves the report for AGM.
Okay.
For presentation to the AGM.
Okay.
So that was what was done.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Thank you very much. My name is Engineer Tijani Taiwo. I want to give a good commendation to Madam President. Why? You see, our association is a place whereby all of us should be able to come and have what we call good rapport with each other. And when you're talking about good rapport, you're talking about business climate, where you'll be able to be good people to discuss business with and your business will move forward. Madam President, I came here 2 days ago and I saw so many multinationals. Most of our past AGMs, I see most of these people, they've not been encouraged to come. So I want to give you this, a good go, sir, to Madam President. And which means there are more work to be done. More work to be done in the sense that when we look at Nigeria Biostation, this is where we want us to go to now, a voice. Whereby every time we can hear about Nigeria Society of Engineers for good, we are here and there talking about the way things should go in the country, talking about development, talking about infrastructure. So, Madam President, well done. The Deputy President, when you are coming in next year, just know that you have a lot of work to do. So, kudos to the women, which means what a man can do, a woman can do better. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the commendation, but please let us restrict our comments to the financial statement. Someone on that row, the man with the gray hair, I can't see the face from here. Yes.
Thank you, ma. We want to discuss the financial reports. Oh, the name is Engineer Michael Idemachi, FNSE, FNI, EE.
Please move the mic closer to your mouth so we can hear you.
Yes, we want to discuss the financial reports. I request to have a copy of the document. I do not know how I can discuss something I am not even seen to appreciate. And remember, that's the problem I have. And I feel very highly frustrated, ma. Is there any way I can have a copy now so that I can join in the discussion? Thank you, ma.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. There is, I think we should go this way. Yes, please. The lady, Engineer Omolola Adetono. Please let's have some quiet.
Good afternoon, my president, man, and all the distinguished elders present here this morning. My name is Engineer Dr. Molola Adetono, and I'm here to give comments concerning what the external auditor has read. We have actually gone through this report page by page. We have invited the external auditor to come and explain areas that we need clarity on. And I can say categorically concerning internal auditing that these documents have been seen and have been checked and have been confirmed okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Yes, have you been accredited now? Your ID card has been scanned? Okay, that's the only way I will allow you to speak.
Yes, very correct. You are very correct. I want to sincerely appreciate your effort, your doggedness for the auditing reports. But as it stands now, year in, year out, we talk about SMEs, food security. I don't know whether it's out of place for NSE to establish. We have three things we use on a yearly basis. We have the bread and other small shops. We have the bag and water. I don't know if it is in place for the money we declare last year, year before. If we can establish if it is one among these things for at least to enhance employment, at the same time, during our conferences, both Korean and NSC, those things can be a kind of help instead of going outside to do those things. If we have bakery, if we have water facility project production, I'm back.
Thank you, sir. You have made your point, sir. It is noted, sir. We shall look into it. We'll look at the business, the rules of doing business as an NGO and do whatever we can do, particularly in terms of tax and all of that. So let's take just two more, please. We need to get out of here. Yes, that man in the Abeokuta man.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm Engineer Kalejai from Abeokuta branch, as you rightly guessed. All protocols duly observed. My own point of notice in the financial report is the, like somebody was complaining about all these reports not being in hard copy, and you rightly responded with our dues not even enough to produce it. So my own suggestion is if we can look at a way to increase the dues slightly to face the reality of current economic realities in the country. And
please, decorum, please. He has the mic. Allow him to make his
a way to do that
opinion known
and encourage members to comply.
Thank you.
This for our members in the government setting, that is the civil servants, the NSE has been helping with entry level, and so if you can intensify the efforts to make sure there is compliance in all state ministries, at least members will be more willing to step up their payments too, because they will see it as that's what NSE is doing for them. The level 9 going to level 10.
Thank you.
And for the our members in the private setting, in the private organization, I think the NSE needs to implore the government to patronize more local companies for our constructions than international firms.
Please. That's outside the financial statement, please. You have made your point.
Okay.
Thank you. I will take just the last one now, please. And I want to call somebody who has not spoken here today. There's somebody right at the back. Yes, at the end of, yes, that man that is standing. Please give him the mic.
Yeah, fellow engineers.
Sorry, just before you go, I've been requested to inform you that all agents of candidates should go to the VIP waiting room now. Agents of candidates for election. Yes, please.
Yeah, my name is Daniel Edewo, MNSC. I wish to make this comment that, yes, the president and the team have done a great job bringing us together today. And on the financial report, that is key, because for you to be a member of this great organization or association, your due makes you a member. So we deserve to know more details about this aspect of the business. Secondly, we as engineers, we must move from the era of cutting down trees for paper to
shall we, please, you have made your point. Please hand over the mic. Please hand over the mic. You have made your comments on the financial report, which I'm sure you did not really follow. So that was the last one, please. We need to be out of here, unless there's something extremely different from what other people have said. But having said all of that, may I now move a motion for the adoption of this report as a fair position, or how do I put it, of the financial status of NSA. Engineer Francis Itafor, please.
Mr. President, Francis Itafor, FNSC. Last year, I didn't see my name on the AGM register. So now I know if my name is omitted, it will be a problem, because I'm moving for the adoption of this financial report for the NSC 2024.
Thank you. Okay, we have some people online. Please, let's not... Is anybody online raising his hand? To move the motion, please. To support the motion. Is anybody online willing to support the motion? Yes. Yes, please. Please state your name. But you have to have your video on for a meeting like this. Thank you. Please go ahead and support the motion.
I, Engineer Romanus Obagide, I support the motion.
Thank you. The financial statement for the year 2024 is hereby adopted. And I think we deserve a round of applause. We have spent your money judiciously and returned with some surplus. Thank you. May I call on the chairman of the Statutory Audit Committee to present the report of the committee, please.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Good morning, distinguished engineers.
Quiet, please.
I want to stand on existing protocols. And I would like to start by presenting the report of the SAC to the members of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. Now, in line with the provisions of Section 404, subsection 7.
Please project the report. Put the mic closer to your mouth, please. Go on.
In line with the provisions of Section 404, subsection 7 of the Company as Allied Matters Act, CAMA 2020, laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we, the members of the Statutory Audit Committee, hereby state as follows. 1, that we have reviewed the audit plan and scope. Okay. That we have reviewed the audit plan and scope and the management letter on the audit of accounts of Society of Engineers for the year ended 30th June 2024. That the audit plan and scope for the year under review are adequate in our own opinion. That the accounting and reporting policies of the society conform to legal requirements of the society's financial regulations and ethical practices. That the internal control and internal audit functions were
Engineer Dauda Musa polled 1,459 votes. Ezioku NSC Nkemesom Silas Ezimadu Ugwamadi polled 1,177 votes. Engineer Agadike Abraham polled 1,408 votes. Executive Committee candidate South-South, Engineer Agbiji Ndifong polled 1,955 votes. Engineer Ozobome Benjamin Uchebike polled 642 votes. Executive Committee candidate Southwest, Engineer Professor Ogudipe Olumide Moses polled 2,496 votes. Is the sole candidate. For auditors, non-accountant auditors, Engineer Adetona Omolola Adenike polled 1,279 votes. Engineer Neke Nnamere Ezekiel polled. Engineer Dr. Aneke Nnamere Ezekiel polled 984 votes. Engineer Clara Chizoba Nyau Amadi polled 930 votes. Engineer Dennis Anthony Sunday polled 761 votes. And Engineer Wamadi Obioma Shidebere polled 526 votes. The accountant auditor is just one candidate, and he polled 2,471 votes. On the account of this, Madam President and AGM, the following therefore stand elected. Vice President North Central, Engineer Ugie Rachel Serumu. I'd like to invite her to come up here. For Northeast, Engineer Tijani Usman, MNI. Vice President Northwest, Engineer Ibrahim Aliu Dusima. Vice President Southeast, Engineer Dr. Felicia Nena Agubata. Vice President South-South, Engineer Dr. Aluya Dauda Okoduga. Vice President Southwest, Engineer Adeniro S.C. Halima. Executive Committee member, North Central, Engineer Musa Dauda. For Northeast, Engineer Abubakar Usman Abdu. For Northwest, Engineer Tijani Daebu. And for Southeast, Engineer Agadike Abraham. For South-South, Engineer Dr. Agbiji Ndifong. carefully to whoever is providing the assistance won't have some of the challenges that we have. On the whole, it has been a good experience, and we hope that more transparency can also even be introduced more. Truly, agents found that they were necessary this time. Apart from the opening ceremony of the portal that they witnessed, they didn't bother to come and say, okay, because you are free to use your phone, you are free to go in and go out. So most of them decided not to even stay in. So I think I'd like to thank you for the opportunity, and that is the result. Once more, my colleagues, I'd like to thank them. They have been a good team, especially those who see here. Some of us that are not here were not good team members. They didn't come for meetings.
We'll drop them.
Thank you.
Past President Engineer Kashim Abdul-Ali, FNSC MNI, on behalf of the AGM. Okay.
Madam President, I formally present to you the results.
On behalf of the entire members of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, I thank the election committee led by Engineer Kashim Abdul-Ali, FNSC MNI, for a great job. Please give them a round of applause. And this tells us that we need to do a lot more, because over 8,000 members were accredited and only 2,000, less than 3,000 voted. To choose your leaders, you need to participate. And if we do this with our society, it shows that we are doing worse in the nation. And we ought to be in the forefront of choosing credible leaders who would also advance the cause of the development of the nation. That said, we now move to the last item on the agenda, and that is adjournment and closing. But before I ask for adjournment, I would just like to say this. I would like to thank every member here. It's a great privilege to have served as president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers for almost 1 year. And okay, I've been told that we have to adopt the election results. Okay. All right. That shows I'm still a learner. Okay, so may I call for the adoption of the election results? Engineer Kori Shetima, FNSC.
Good morning, Madam President and all our colleagues here. My name is Engineer Kori Shetima, FNSC from Maiduguri branch. I hereby adopt the 2024 election results.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any supporter, please? Engineer Goodluck Owodo, FNSC. Engineer Goodluck Owodo, FNSC.
Present here. Madam President, my name is Engineer Owodo Goodluck, FNSC. I hereby second the motion. Thank you.
Any counter motion? None. So The result. Okay, so those who are in support of the motion on ground, please raise your hand. Yes, what's the number? Those who are, please lower your hands. Those who are against, please raise your hand. None. The result of the election of year 2024 for the Executive Committee of 2025 is hereby adopted. So I was just saying that I thank you all for the privilege of leading the society as president and chairman in council for about 1 year now. And we count on the support of every member here to make our job easy in satisfying the objectives and vision and mission of the Nigerian Society of Engineers. May I now call, you may go back to your seat, please. Present them. Okay, come back. Let me present you. Come back for presentation. Please come back quickly. So I have the honor and privilege. Are you us? I have the honor and privilege of presenting to you the Executive Committee for the year 2025. So we shall take a group photograph now. Motion for adjournment, please. Engineer Emmanuel Olulere Akiwole, FNSC. Please give him the mic, the man in blue. EXCO members, newly elected EXCO members, go back to your seat quietly. Engineer Akiwole, please move the motion for adjournment. The mic is not working. Thank you. Supporter, Engineer Christopher Yidu, FNSC. Thank you. Shall we rise for the closing prayer? Third stanza of the national anthem, and we recite at the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, go. O God of all creation, grant this our one request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed, and so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed. Amen. Please remain seated while the EXCO processes out of the hall.
Be seated while the EXCO process recess. Yes, while EXCO recess, Mace Bearer. While the recession is taking place, please, announcement. Dinner starts at 5 p.m. Dinner starts at 5 p.m. and the venue is this hall. So please go prepare. Please let us clear the aisle. 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 Please clear the aisle. Dinner starts at 5 p.m. Tell the fellow delegates, call your friends and colleagues. See you at 5 p.m. Thank you. Same venue. Please ensure you have your tags. That will be your access for your dinner. Ensure you have your tags. Exactly what I am wearing. Your tags. Have your tags. The dinner cards may not be used. Have your tags. That will give you access to the dinner. Thank you. Once again, dinner and gala night, 5 p.m. The venue is this hall. Please, if you have misplaced your medicated glasses, see me for identification. Thank you. Access to the dinner is your